Hey YouTube, how's it going? Today I want to share with you 3 ultra affordable everyday carry knives that I've carried or still carry at some point in time. These are all knives that are under $40. They could all be found on Amazon, purchased 2 on Amazon. And I'd just like to show them to you, show you some of the features and tell you why I like them. So let's get to it. So the 3 knives we're going to look at today are, the first one is the KERSHAW CRYO. This is the original CRYO. The second one is the Columbia River M1601S. And the third is also another Columbia River. This is the Columbia River OUTRAGE. As you can see, they're a little bit different in sizes, and we'll just go ahead and talk about all 3 of them. So the first one of these knives is the KERSHAW CRYO. This is the original CRYO. It is a hinder design, assisted opening knife. It's pretty quick once you hit the flipper. You could also use this thumb stud, but I'm not really good at using the thumb stud, so I just really like using the flipper. You could actually close it up in one hand very easily. There you go. It is nicely weighted. This knife is a frame lock design with a lock bar stabilizer. You could carry tip up, tip down, right hand, left hand. I carry tip down, right hand. You could carry tip up, right hand. You could remove the clip and put it on the other side for tip up or tip down left hand carry. The blade is about 2 3/4 inches long. The closed length is about 3 3/4 inches long, and overall length when opened out is about 6.5 inches. Pretty nice, very comfortable to hold, and very comfortable to use. You have these ulcerations here that make it really nice to actually hold. You get a nice firm grip on the knife. You could use it. I've used this knife quite a lot. I've used it at work to cut open boxes and do all sorts of miscellaneous things around the house with it. Very nice, very easy to use. This is one of my favorite knives. I believe I paid around $35 for this on Amazon. Can't be sure, but I think it's still available out there, and if it is, I'll have a link to the to where I bought it in the description. Next up is one of my favorite knives. This is a Columbia River Knife and Tool Company M16 from the M16 line. Is an M1601S. This is a spear point stainless steel handle knife. It is a very simple, very manual knife that is really, really cool. It's a Carson flipper design. And Carson is in Kentucky. Is designed in Kentucky. I must mention that all 3 of these knives made in China though, but they're designed in the US. This one here is really light. You can see the frame is kind of skeletonized, so it's really light. The blade itself is what is so cool in this knife. Take a look at how thin this blade is. This blade is less than 1/10 of an inch wide. Closed length, this thing is about 4 inches long. The blade itself is about 3 inches, a little bit over 3 inches long. And when you open it up, it's a little bit over 7 inches in total length. It's very comfortable to hold. The little serrations on the blade here make it nice and easy to use. It is so small you can conceal it and carry it in just about anything. At the end of this video, I'll show you how all 3 of these actually look in my pocket. This is one of my favorite knives just simply because it is so sleek, so small, so light. The KERSHAW is a little bit over 4 ounces. This thing here is just 2.5 ounces or so. It is really, really light, really nice. If you don't mind having a manual knife that's a budget knife, really budget knife, I think I paid $20 for this knife. This is the knife for you. This is really cool. I've used this a lot also. The blade doesn't really show a whole lot of wear, but I've used it up, sharpened it up a couple times. It holds up pretty nice edge, and I really like it just because of the shape, how slim it is, and how light it is. You could also carry this knife tip up or tip up left or tip up right. I carry tip up right hand, that is. You could take the clip off and put it on the other side. Lastly, but definitely not least, is this Columbia River OUTRAGE. There's another Columbia River Knife and Tool Company knife. There's an OUTRAGE designed by Ken Onion in Hawaii. You should note that this knife, it is not an assisted opening knife, but yet it opens like an assisted opening knife. What attracted me to this knife was the fact that the actual ball bearings in here, making the opening nice and smooth. There's a flipper design, so it's really nice and easy to use. It's kind of a big knife, right, for everyday carry, fitting in jeans and all that, but it is really comfortable, nice to hold. Out of all three of these, this one holds the best edge. The blade itself is just a tad over 3 inches long. The overall length is just a little bit under 8 inches when totally open, and when closed is about 4.5 inches, a little bit over 4.5 inches long. So it's bigger than the rest, as you can see, but it's really comfortable to hold. The problem with this knife, you could only carry it one way. There's no way to move the clip to carry it any other way. So at this point in time, I carry it just as it is, right hand tip up, which is not really good for me. I prefer carrying a knife right hand tip down, but carrying right hand tip up, I guess, is okay. You get accustomed to it. It's a little bit on the heavy side compared to the rest of them. It's just a tad bit under 5 ounces. The KERSHAW is a little bit lighter, but it feels a whole lot more solid in the hand. It just feels better. The weight of it just feels really good. But I really do like the edge that this knife holds. It is super sharp. I've actually shaved hair off my arms with this thing before. Very nice little knife. All three of these I've purchased for less than $40, which makes them really ultra affordable everyday carry knives. And the fact that they're relatively inexpensive, I don't want to call them cheap because you get the wrong connotation, but the fact that they're relatively inexpensive makes it so that it's not hard to do stuff with them every day. So if they get damaged, scratched up, who really cares, right? If you buy a $200 Benchmade and you get a nick in it, you sort of kind of cringe because that is a $200 knife. But when you pay $40 for a knife, you don't really care what really happens to it. Plus these are really durable. I've used this a little bit and you can see no damage on the blade whatsoever. You can see on the M16, I've used this quite a lot and you really can't see any imperfections on the blade from use. The KERSHAW, on the other hand, I've used this quite a bit and you can see a little bit of marking or a little bit of wear and tear on the blade, but nothing way too big. This is how the KERSHAW looks in my back pocket. You can tell it's meant for really deep carry because the clip sits so high up, the knife could really get into your pocket. And this is how it looks in a front pocket. As you can see, you could really hide it in there. This is how the M16 looks in the back pocket. It's not bad, even though it sits a little bit higher up than the KERSHAW, than the CRYO. Because it's so nice and small, you can't even tell it's there. I used to sometimes forget this was in my pocket. And it looks just as inconspicuous in the front, as you could tell. This is how the OUTRAGE looks in my back pocket. And this is the largest of the bunch, the heaviest of the bunch. So I could tell that it's there, but it's really not uncomfortable. The problem here is taking it out and remembering that it is carried tip up, right hand tip up, right, versus the others. It's not bad. It hides in there pretty nicely with clip outside. Inside, it fits really good on front pocket like this. That's why I prefer the tip down right carry configuration. I have in here the KERSHAW. I could pull it out and flip it out very easily. Versus this, the OUTRAGE, where if I go to pull it out, I have to remember to flip it. I've gotten accustomed to it right now, but I sure do prefer carrying the other way. There you have it, folks. 3 ultra affordable everyday carry knives that are pretty decent, really good value for the money. Depending on your configuration, how you like to carry a knife, one might be best suited for you over the other. I hope you liked this video. If you do, please give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless.